Okay, so welcome to our session on virtual reality and augmented reality, two very different things from the same family. The goal of today's lesson is to just have you go, wow, I didn't even know that was possible. You may or may not actually use this in your classroom, but it's not even necessarily that you use it, it's more maybe that you give this opportunity for your kids to be able to do this. You can do this off of an iPad too if you'd like to. Any tablet or smart device. You can even do it using a computer. You just have to have the image and the video that you want to have paired together. That's what it comes down to. All right. So we'll get into augmented reality in just a minute here. All right. So, how many of you guys have ever played with like Google Cardboard or virtual reality or any of this kind of stuff? Anyone? No. No. A little bit. Okay. All right, so I remember back when virtual reality was like more like 3D, like at Disney World, seeing Captain Nemo, like with Michael Jackson coming out at you. That's what I thought like virtual reality kind of was. It's changed significantly. It's absolutely one of the cheapest forms of entertainment that you can have. You can create your own virtual reality goggles. You can create your own augmented reality items totally for free. And so that's the reason why I've waited this long to do this lesson, because even last year, even the program Erasmus wasn't as sophisticated as it is now. And so the technology has come a long, long ways. So some of the differences between virtual reality and augmented reality. Virtual reality is a different reality than currently exists or takes you to a different place. Augmented reality just adds to what's already there. Okay. Virtual reality is based completely in a digital world. Even if it's a recreation of the real world, it's still only a digital world. Whereas augmented reality is still based in the real world. It just adds to it. And the last thing is in virtual reality, your digital life is filled with avatars, but in augmented reality, it's filled with what you call triggers or targets or those kinds of things. All right. So they're very different things. They sometimes do. They have similar actions sometimes, but the biggest difference is that virtual reality is completely immersive, and augmented reality is more of like a James Bond, Inspector Gadget kind of thing, where it just adds to what to your already existing life. All right. I'm going to show you a lot of videos about technologies that currently exist and what you can kind of do with some of them. And the reason why I wanted to show you so many videos is because I think it's important that you kind of see this in action and not just hear somebody talk about it. You're going to play around with it. Clearly there are going to be issues that you have, like trying to use a projected image as a target isn't necessarily always ideal. Although what you will find is that if you were to access this Google slide on your computer and you tried it on your computer, you have very different results than having it projected up here. Just the image is just a little more washed out. So we're going to talk augmented reality first. I don't know how augmented reality started. I just know that most of the time today it's used by advertising, by people doing marketing. Lego, Disney, those companies are huge into augmented reality because it gives kids an opportunity to see what they can do with some of the products that they offer. For our purposes, I'm sticking with one company, and there are several, okay, that you can get into when it comes to virtual reality. The one I'm going to use is called Erasmus, and there's another company. Let me write down the name here. So the two that are my favorite are Erasmus. The other one is Daqri, D-A-Q-R-I. And Daqri is a lot more complicated, and you can't necessarily do the same things you can with Erasmus. But Daqri makes this really cool. It's actually like it's a helmet, I guess is the only way you could say it. And they designed the helmet for situations in which hard hats are required, but then there's a shield that comes down over it, and that shield, all the electronics are inside the helmet, but basically what happens is the shield comes down, and then whoever is working, whether it's in a factory I've seen it done where somebody's working in a water treatment plant, and all they do is they basically scan the horizon, and it gives you information about all the different vats, what they are. It can give you like in a factory setting, somebody picks up like a cog, and it will scan it and tell you where the defect is in it, or it will tell you, it'll give you certain measurements, certain pieces of information, and all that is done automatically just through that shield, which is really actually pretty cool. But that's DAQRI, and DAQRI is much more commercial than they are education. DAQRI also they do make these kind of cool little, they do two things that are kind of neat with education. They make these dice, and what you do is you take the dice, you kind of roll them, and then you have this, the tablet app up. And you can play dice games against each other, or they have like a card game, but it's like, it's kind of like Mortal Kombat, but with cards. So like normal card game, like even with like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of thing, like yes, it's my turn, and I do this and I do that, but it's all just orally based. Theirs is actually like you lay the card down, they lay their card down, you look at it through the tablet, and there's like characters that pop up three-dimensional out of the cards, and they actually like fight each other. So that's kind of a cool thing. DAQRI also does some really cool things with three-dimensional dissections, three-dimensional human anatomy, where you can take your smartphone or your tablet, and they have whole anatomy books written. So you open up the book, and it's just a flat image. You hold your tablet and look at it, and the image will actually pop up out of the page in 3 dimensions on your tablet. And then depending on how close you get, that will actually take you through the different layers. And so you can kind of see how things work. So that's kind of cool. So DAQRI does that. Aurasma is based more for simple kind of like targets that you can use to create images and videos. It's much more user-friendly, especially for the classroom. So that's what I'm going to stick with today, is Aurasma. And so I want to show you 2 videos. One, just what is it? And then 2, a great example of how you can use it in the classroom.